Let's talk about how we can manifest more abundance in 2023. That's why I made that course, the Mega Manifestation Method, because I've learned that once you understand that you have your own inner power, you are connected to the divine in ways that we consciously don't really understand completely, but we can tap into once we get some techniques and some understanding from the great mystics and teachers that have lived on this planet and tried to tell us, you have to go within. That's where all your power lies. So if you really want to make a paradigm shift in 2023, get rid of stress, be healthy, be fortunate enough to always be guided from within to the next best thing, feel like life is fun instead of a lot of work, there is a way to do it. And it's all about learning some techniques, going within. That's why I've been teaching, this sort of thing, metaphysics, for quite a while now, because I realized I had so many great teachers when I was young. I started flying when I was 20, and right away I noticed some things that I started to observe about people. Let me tell you a little bit about the 60s. People like to hear about the 60s because they're nostalgic for it now. We had much more freedom. We traveled freely. America was the #1 premier country in the world financially. Everybody wanted to come here, of course, but you could travel the world and have a very good time. The American dollar was incredibly strong. But it was an interesting time because people were getting very much involved in consciousness. Now, there have always been people that have studied consciousness and spirituality. Some amazing teachers have been with us for thousands of years when you study the history of the planet. But, it's learning how to find a teaching that works for you, that you can rely on, that you can trust. And because I'm kind of a multifaceted type, I study a number of different things, but I've found that certain techniques work better for me than others. And the one key thing that I know I have to do in order to manifest or heal myself or change my experience to a better one is to go within to that place within myself where I find that peace that passeth understanding. Now, it took me a while to get there, I have to admit. I was a seeker, but each time a teacher came along, I had to assimilate the information in a way that I made it my own. And I'll tell you something. I started off studying Gurdjieff, who taught me how to remember myself and watch my thoughts and get rid of the monkey brain, because that swing of the pendulum where you're really high when things are going well and really low when they're not is not a fun place to live, because you're not going to be having fabulous experiences all the time. Sometimes life comes along with a zinger and you need to find that balance. You need to find that center place where you can go to where none of it moves you. And it's possible if you practice. But when I really needed to stop intellectualizing and take the leap of faith, I came into the teachings of Mary Baker Eddy and the Bible. And I realized that she had decoded the Bible and figured out how Jesus was able to heal people. And we can all do it. But you have to have a strong desire to figure it out. And if you don't have that desire, you're not going to take the leap of faith that is required to trust God completely. If you've got one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas when it comes to anything, you go nowhere. So you've got to take that leap, and it's like jumping across a chasm. You don't know if you're going to land on the other side or you're going to fall down and kill yourself, but you're willing to do it because many times it happens when you're up against the wall and you really don't have another choice. You've got to take the leap. So you leap And guess what? You land on the other side intact, better off than you were before you leapt. You know, I watch a lot of videos of people who have had near-death experiences who literally died and went to the other side, came back. They all have amazing messages about how beautiful and loving and wonderful it is on the other side. And that other side is right here with us. We just need to go within to experience it. Because I learned when I took that leap years ago, when a doctor said surgery or die, I took the leap and I went to spiritual healing, and it transformed the cells in my body when I got it, that I had created a negative situation and I could just as easily uncreate it by reversing my thought. And I did. I was willing to do it. And I have to say, grace stepped in, because I experienced something that was very transcendental and very transformative. I felt this amazing presence or energy all around me, and the fear just lifted. And after that, everywhere I went looked different, brighter, more alive. I was more intuitive. I was more psychic. Everything had shifted. And I realized that, you know, we're talking about the fifth dimension now. We're moving into the fifth dimension from the 3D world. It's always been here. It's what they call the Christ consciousness or the Buddha consciousness. You know, the Muslims have Allah is that consciousness. Everyone can experience it, and they can experience it now, I've learned, because that happened to me back in the 70s when I had this paradigm shift, and I went from feeling trapped and frightened and desperate and more fear than I'd ever felt before in my life after I was told I was going to die if I didn't have surgery. And when I took the leap and I freed myself, I never really looked back. You know, that was it. That was the shift that awakened me to the realization that we're really not our bodies. We're really not our minds. So if you want to manifest anything in this 2023, you have the power within you to go within and you have to assume that you've already gotten it. That's the secret. It's the substance. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You're not going to see it with your five senses until you have realized it and you have actualized it. But that doesn't matter. It will happen. It's because it's happening within you. Once you click and you realize, I can create it as a co-creator with the divine, and it's all up to me. I don't need to wait. I don't need to worry. You turn your thought away from everything negative. You know, that's why I love Neville Goddard too. He talks about assuming the attitude of the wish fulfilled, which means shut down your five senses. Go into your closet and close the door. That means shut down the five senses. Close your eyes, go within, and feel like you've already gotten what it is you desire. Do you need a new car? Do you need to move? Do you need a different career? If you feel like you've already gotten it, you don't have to worry about how you get it. It will come into your experience. And, you know, I've given you some techniques in some of my videos about how to do that. One of them, I talk about looking in the mirror every day, first thing in the morning, and really say to yourself in the mirror, I love you. I really, really love you, and mean it. Say it until you're comfortable saying it, because many people don't love themselves and it can be very uncomfortable. And then use I am because when you say I am and you mean it, you become it. You are it. I am successful. I am happy. I am living in flow. I am attracting everything I need in my experience to move ahead. My life gets better and better because of it. In the Silva training, which I love to teach, we say every day in every way, I'm getting better, better, and better. If you say that every day, you will get better, better, and better. There was a Frenchman named Cuey who came up with that, and he healed many people just using that very expression. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better, and better. So you need to understand that if you really want a better life, changes, more interesting life, it's your mindset that you need to change, because it's all happening in your subconscious mind. And if you were programmed like we all were, we've all been programmed in different ways by our cultures, our schools, our parents, our towns, whatever, and you don't like that programming, you need to go within and meditate on reprogramming it. Now, that's why I did that course, the Mega Manifestation Method, because if you listen to those modules, every one of them that I did, I am transmitting to you that power, that ability to transform your life. And you can use the meditation that's in there daily if you want to, in order to get down to that alpha level of consciousness where you can literally reprogram your subconscious mind. And it's fun. That's the way, that's the key to people that know how to reprogram. It's a fun adventure. It's not a lot of work or drudgery. But if you're just going along every day and reacting to what comes up next and what comes up next, and you're not changing your routine, you don't get anywhere. You have to go within and really start using your imagination to visualize. In this past year, I visualized a brand new car. I got a 2022 car. I love it. I visualized myself on the beach, scratching a ticket and winning some money. I won $5,000 the next day. I visualized, having better relationships. I've attracted some new people into my life and moved ahead with my YouTube channel, and I have fun with it. And I meet new people all the time. And I'm very optimistic that things will get more and more interesting. I just don't like to be bored. I like interesting. And I find that we are living in a very interesting time. But in order to ride the wave and stay above it, you need to work on yourself every single day in a fun way. So get my course, get other courses, watch YouTube videos, read books, keep yourself plugged in, turn off the TV. It's a bad vibe. I haven't had that TV on for a few years now, and I don't miss it. I don't even think about turning it on. Never did. I mean, I've gone through many years of my life without watching TV. And, it programs us. Everything's programming, everything's frequencies. So you got to be careful what you're taking in. And it's very easy to go to podcasts and go to videos and go to courses and go to teachers that can lift you up. And that's what you need to do in 2023. If you really want a paradigm shift and you want some big changes in your life, which are completely up to you and completely possible, once you understand that you're in the driver's seat and you have the power within you, because it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. And that kingdom of heaven resides within you. You just need to understand how you can tap into it. It's not out there somewhere on another universe. It's right here within you. That's where all the good resides.